everyone, I'm Chris from Mocharik, and this is the hands-on update for MIDI Surf, my MIDI controller, which is free to use. All you need to do is go to MIDISurf.app. It is a browser-based MIDI controller. You can also install it as a progressive web app on your phone. See the previous video if you want to see instructions for that. But this video is all about this update, and so lots and lots of new things that I've added, things that I felt were missing, things that are interesting, and I think that hopefully you'll enjoy using. So I kind of tried to demo in that little starting track some of the stuff that's been added. So for example, here we have this button here is what's called a command. We can go in and have a look and see essentially what's going on with this. It has, first of all, I've added some descriptions to everything here. You can see things and it will tell you a little bit about what's going on with them. For a command, basically you can set the on-press command and the on-release command, and you can add a whole bunch of MIDI messages, not just one, but a whole bunch of MIDI messages when you press it or when you release it. In this case, on button press, I've got on channel 1, which is the snare track. You can see that it's went to program it there because I pressed a button on this, but I've set value 127 on controller 2, and on the release I set it to 0. And if you look up here, then you can see that if I hold this down, it momentarily turns this on. And you can use this to latch notes and all sorts of other things. Well, not latch notes, actually press them on, press them off. You could make them like this, but also set CC values to send at the same time. You also have this one here, which is, it's called a sequence. And how that works is that you've got a list of MIDI messages and it'll just cycle through them. So it'll start with this one, it'll start with start song and stop song, and there's lots of other messages that I've added to commands and to this. You basically got a full gamut, or most of the ones that make sense for the application, right? So CC values, tune request, start song, continue song, stop song, all of these types of things. So you can now add these types of messages to your controls on MIDI Surf as well, which is pretty cool. On the next one, a really big omission from before was pitch bend. So that just works exactly as you'd expect. If we go onto this track, actually, it's great on something like the OPZ because there's a pitch bend on it, but it's quite awkward to use. So works quite nicely there. There's also these XY faders, and this was a big one I was really interested in. So this has got filter and resonance, and you can vary these two parameters at the same time. So that's, again, it's very handy. And again, this is P1, P2. Again, you should be able to see both of those changing at the same time. It's really nice for exploring synth parameters. You can see. And you can, you don't need to, it doesn't need to just be those. You can set exactly what the CC message that you want to send is on the X parameters and the Y parameters. So that's pretty cool. And then there's been lots of sort of like quality of life updates. The edit menu is a bit, like I said, it's got these messages here. It's a bit sort of clearer what's going on with it. A bit more message in the information section here. There's also, what else is going on? I've also made a real effort to be able to make your pages and modules and things that you've saved already backwards compatible with the new version of the app. So there shouldn't be any problems with that. Message in the comments if there is. They've got tests to make sure that that's the case, but let me know if anything's went wrong. And also, yeah, this is another quite nice thing. We can change the font size now on labels. So if we do this, we can see that this is bigger now. We can make it even bigger again. Let's make it extra large. And then we can, this is quite nice if you're wanting to make it an emoji, say, because it makes it a wee bit bigger. Let's say, for example, a shrug. And we say, okay. So this is the shrug button, whatever that might mean. So yeah, this is the hands-on update for MIDI Surf. It's lots of things that I've been really wanting to add to it for a while, and I hoped I would get in the initial release, but I didn't quite make it there. I think it's getting very usable now, at least for my needs anyway. Let me know in the comments if you have any feature requests or bugs, for example, or things not working the way that you think that they should. if you have any suggestions for the future. After this update, I'm going to start the no wasted effort update, and that's going to involve saving and exporting pages and also being able to store pages as a URL. So all of the information to make the page is in the URL, and you can save it just like you can share it just like you can share any sort of URL. You can give it to people and they can load it up on their application. I think that'll be really neat and really unique. You know, this is a big strength of it being a web app that it can do this type of thing. So I'm really looking forward to getting that update out, and I imagine it'll a lot of people will be wanting that to export various bits and pieces. So as ever, thank you so much for watching. Please consider supporting me on Ko-fi or Patreon. There's links in the description if you want to support the development of MIDI Surf. Of course, it is free to use. There's no requirement to do that, but it would really help me out if you did. And you can like and subscribe. That also really helps me out. And comment down below and let me know what you want and help guide the direction of it. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.